Can we test our way to success? That is the question surrounding standardized testing in early childhood education. Standardized tests are complicated, they're imperfect, and they're necessary. Standardized tests provide a concrete data set that federal, state, and local governments can use to establish accountability for students, teachers, and educational systems. Testing in Ohio here's a little timeline of testing in Ohio. In March of 1987, the State Board of Education recommended using proficiency testing as a graduation requirement, and in July of 1987, they passed that, making proficiency testing a graduation requirement. In March of 1992, they eliminated the certificate of attendance that was presented to anyone who met the curriculum requirements but failed to pass the proficiency test. In November 1992, House Bill 55 was enacted and included the addition of 4th and 6th grade proficiency tests. In 1994, the State Board of Education made amendments to accommodate English language learners in the administration of proficiency tests. 2001 brought us the No Child Left Behind Act, which impacted Ohio by becoming the Ohio Achievement Test and then turned into the Ohio Achievement Assessments. And in 2015, the Every Student Succeed Act offered the state more options of flexible assessments, although Ohio has not taken part in that option yet. Are standardized tests good for authentic learning? No. Feedback is too delayed to impact instruction effectively. Generally, results for these standardized tests are a year out when they're received, and the teachers can't use the information gained from the assessments to impact their instruction, to make the corrections that they need for where the students need improvement. Standardized tests are just a snapshot of a child's abilities. They're a picture taken on that given day, and there are so many variables that can impact that test that day. And then teaching to the test does not lend itself to authentic learning. When teachers are teaching to the test, they are focused on the outcomes of those standardized assessments, and they're not paying attention to the day-to-day interactions with the child and setting the learning environment up for true authentic learning. Standardized tests have a role in early childhood education. They're necessary, but they're not singular. Early childhood is a big picture job. Standardized tests serve a purpose, but are only one variable to be considered. They are used in early childhood education as developmental inventories. Were used in pre-kindergarten developmental screening tests, reading tests, academic readiness tests, and diagnostic tools for special needs. Those are ways that they're used in early childhood education. Early childhood education teachers need to be experts on these tests. It's the job of the ECEC teacher to prepare the students for the tests they will have to take. Teachers need to know how the tests are constructed and scored, how to evaluate the tests, how to prepare their students for the tests, and how to explain the tests and their results to others. Standardized tests are used to rank, sort, and evaluate students, teachers, and schools. Is there a better way? Big picture assessments are assessments that can be conducted on a regular basis. Formative assessments, summative assessments, and progress monitoring are all types of assessments that can be used by educators on a regular basis that can lead to a direct impact on the education of their students, the authentic learning. A formative assessment is an appraisal that provides necessary information to facilitate children's progress towards identified outcomes. Summative assessments are an evaluation that takes place at the end of a unit, a course of study, a year, or a unit of schooling, and determines the degree of children's attainment of the objectives. The results are often used for reporting to others. Progress monitoring. Progress monitoring a response to intervention. It provides instruction based on the assessment of the learner. The purposes of doing assessments are to make sound decisions about teaching and learning, identify significant concerns that may require focused intervention for individual children, and to help programs improve their educational and developmental interventions. These types of assessments can be immediate. They can be used to make corrections in a timely manner that will affect the learning of the students. And that's my overview of standardized testing.